So welcome to the channel, guys. If you're new here, welcome. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Now, as you see from the thumbnail at the beginning of this video, this is a quick comparison between two watches which visually look very similar, but one offers better value for money. And that, to give you a hint, is the watch on the left. Now, this watch is a Saint Martin. If you're new to looking at videos about Saint Martin, this is going to give you a bit more of an insight as to why this watch, from a relatively unknown brand, offers way more in terms of specification and quality and finishing compared to the well-established, well-known Seiko brand. So that's what we're going to look at in this video to show you, if you're looking for a more compact-sized field-style pilot watch and you have an approximate budget of £100, these two are very similar, but one has got a lot more to offer you, and there is more choice as well. And that is this one, the Saint Martin. So the Saint Martin on the left has the Type B dial, as does the Seiko, the SNK 809, signifying that it's the black colour version. Now, what I'm going to quickly show you here is the Saint Martin Aliexpress store, and it shows you how much variation and choice there is for this particular watch. So here's my watch. It's on a different strap. I think they've changed it out so you don't get it on a NATO. Mine only came on the green NATO you see here in the video, but the price does fluctuate a lot as well. So bear that in mind. And you will have to pay import on this as well if you're buying it into the UK. Now, the quartz model has a few different colorways as well. Got a green dial. They've all got the same quality of lume and the same finishing on the case, the sapphire crystal. So you see what I mean? There's Type A dials, there's the Mark 10 sort of homage, then you've got with a small seconds dial, mechanical or quartz movement, and the mechanical is NH35 Seiko, which I'll go into a little bit more detail further on. Now, for those of you in the UK, I did a screenshot on the 3rd of July 2020, and it changes all the time on Amazon. So if you're looking to get this watch, keep an eye on it regularly, because as you can see, there's two here that are in good price from the global store, £78 for the blue colourway, £77 for the cream colourway. These top four here are the current choices available. The black one that I got for the same price as the blue one, but now the black one isn't offered at that lower price. So you can see it does change a lot. But this is the choice, that's it. It's just different colours. The movement and everything else is the same. So when we look at Saint Martin, there is definitely more choice available. You can even choose the movements. This one has a Ronda quartz, but you can get it with a Seiko NH35, which ironically is a better movement than what Seiko have put in their own watch here, which is quite funny. The reason why it's better is because the Seiko NH35 has 2 extra features compared to this one, but this does sacrifice one. Now, the details of that is, if you have the NH35, it will have hacking. So when you want to adjust the time to the nearest second, you can do that. It has hand winding, so you can wind the watch. And this one doesn't have either of those two, the Seiko. But the Seiko's advantage compared to that is it does have the day and the date complication. But if you want to be a person with a more traditional looking pilot watch, you can live without the date complication, because this has got to be as clear as possible. Talking about clear, this wins on lume. I'll show you the lume now. This has C3 Super Lume. This has Lumbright, which is Seiko's proprietary lume. It's good, but for the money, it's nice to have Swiss grade Super Luminova on your watch here. Now, the other key features to consider is this is splash resistant to 30 meters, and the Saint Martin is supposedly 200 meters, and that's because it has a screw down crown, whereas this one, the Seiko, it doesn't. The sizes are very similar. The Saint Martin wears slightly larger, we'll call it 39mm, and then the Seiko's 37. that 2mm does make a difference. So this one could be worn by gentlemen or ladies with a average size wrist. But if you have a really slender wrist, you'd be swaying a little bit more towards the Seiko. But this one on the left, the Saint Martin, is hardly a giant watch anyway. Another thing to consider as well, for the fact that these are both very similar in price, is the quality of the straps are very different. You get a NATO on the Saint Martin, which is significantly nicer in quality compared to the cheaper feeling, scratchier feeling, stiffer two-part strap you get on the Seiko. So it's getting an idea of why Saint Martin is offering a lot more for your money. The fact that if you go for the auto version, which obviously you can, I'll show you on the website, it's got a better Seiko movement than Seiko. The size is a little bit more appropriate for the average wrist. It's 2mm bigger. The finishing is better because it has a lovely brushed finish. This is hardly bad finishing by any means, but this is exceptional. You see more work has gone into this. And another key feature, other than the loom being better than this, the thing that's a significant draw is this has hard legs, which a lot of people hate, because I've had hard legs on a number of Seikos and they always scratch. Why do they call it hard legs when it's not hard? Just because it's slightly harder than something else doesn't mean you should use the word hard. It should just be called mildly harder than something else glass. But that's a bit of a mouthful. Hard legs sounds cooler, but it's crap. That has sapphire, which, as we know, isn't crap. And it also has AR coating. And the fact that it has sapphire, it just sounds cool as well. You've got something that's normally on a premium product. Again, adding to the value for money. So anything you're really sacrificing by getting a Saint Martin over a Seiko is, this doesn't have any history or lineage behind it. Seiko does. Check out my video about the SNK 809. I've gone into detail about this. Yes, it has history. But if you're into the entry-level watch buying part of the market, I don't think you should worry too much about that. If you're going to really want to treat yourself to a watch with some lineage behind it, that's when you should be getting something a bit more special. Get something with a lot more history behind it, even more of a premium story behind it. If you're going for a value watch, value for money, people used to just think, yeah, I'll get a Seiko or a Citizen or something like that. They do offer value for money, but here is another alternative which offers even more. So just to summarize, better loom, sapphire glass with AR coating, a better size. Whatever movement you get, it's going to be better than what's in here. You're only sacrificing the date complication in the Saint Martin. It's got a better strap. It's got 200 meters water resistance. See, it's wiping the floor with it, spec-wise. But if you really, really, really must have a brand name on your dial, I still recommend the Seiko. I love them. They've got so much charm. I know they have flaws, but there's something really nice about this overall design. It's very cohesive, and I just love Seiko as a brand. All the timepieces they've been making over the years. Again, I value history, irrespective of how much the watch costs. But I also like value for money. That's why you can't go wrong with one of these Saint Martins. So I hope that's been a bit of a guide for you to see two watches which are very similar. This is made in China. This is made in Malaysia. They're both made not in their where you'd imagine the origin countries would be. That's not been made in Japan. That's not a German Flieger. It's no point being funny about those sort of things, which some people can be. You just think, I want something that's really well made. It's got a great spec. I can just enjoy it. It's going to look good. What do I get for my £100 or so, more or less? And this is a great offering. I hope this has been of some help. I know there are many other options out there from many different brands, but I can't have all those watches in stock, otherwise I'll be totally broke. But I do have these, and I got these two to compare for a reason, because I thought this watch I owned, and I actually got rid of two. I don't know why I keep buying them again. I must be smitten. For the same reason. I always worry about the glass scratching, the crown's a bit fiddly, and it's a little bit small for my 7-inch wrist. I got this because it answers all those questions and readdresses all those little flaws that this watch offers, but it doesn't have the charm of this one. So always bear that in mind when you're considering a purchase. Something could have all the spec in the world, it's perfect in every way. Yes, it's got sapphire. Yes, you can go diving. Yes, all the bits and bobs are better. But if you slap it on your wrist and it just doesn't have that X factor for some reason, you accept a watch like this one with all its flaws because it makes you happy. And that's why we like this hobby. And I think both of these watches will make you happy. So why not buy both? If you have a £200 budget, but buy both. Don't get that one wet, take that one swimming. Problem solved. So I hope that's been of some help and you guys have enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.